Hi guys, it's me, Mr. Morris. I want to talk to you guys about how to make this, how to do this assignment real quick. It's not very hard. It's something you've done before, but still worth talking about. So this kind of explains a little bit about what we're talking about, but this video will go into a little bit more detail. So I have three questions for you. How did Adolf Hitler become a Nazi? What was Adolf Hitler's ideology, which means what were his main things he wanted to do? And what was the Night of the Long Knives? So you're going to pick one, not three, one, not two, one of these questions, and you're going to do research on it. Okay, so what are you going to do? Well, I have made a separate one with questions that are not on your assignment, but this is what you're going to do. I have three questions on here, and I'm going to go ahead and pick this question. What was the Treaty of Versailles? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is take this question, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to put it right here into Google. So when I put it into Google, what was the Treaty of Versailles? It's going to give me several websites. And the first one that comes up is I'm going to click on this one, Britannica. What was the Treaty of Versailles? Well, as I go through, I see, as I read, now I need to read it, a peace document signed by the end of World War I by the Allied Associate Powers of Germany in the Hall of Mirrors, Palace of Versailles. All that stuff is good information, okay? And I'm going to go to a second site as well, because I'm going to use two sources, not one. And I always like the History Channel. So I'm going to click on that, and this is going to pop up. And when this pops up, I like it right here. As I read through it, I like this information. This has got some good stuff. So keep that in mind. Now let's go back to the actual notes. Treaty of Versailles. What's my topic? Treaty of Versailles. Going to put that right there. If you are doing how did Adolf Hitler become a Nazi, you would write Adolf Hitler. And then, of course, here you'd put how did Adolf Hitler become a Nazi in this section. Well, I put this here. What was the Treaty of Versailles? Because that is my subclaim question. I'm going to put my two sources, Britannica.com and hyperlink it, and history.com and hyperlink it, so I know how to get to your sources in the notes. All right, now I start filling in my notes. Remember this section here that I highlighted? Loved it. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to put this right here for the why. Why was it signed, or why was it there? I put, it was a treaty that ended World War I. I also go and I put down here this information that came directly from there. I go and put in who was there. Well, when I go here to this source that I had up a second ago, it tells me the people that were there. And as it tells me, it was Germany, France, America, Britain, and Russia. Those were the people there, the countries. What was it? Well, what? The Treaty of Versailles. Versailles, France is where? When? June 1919, also in the notes. And then here, the treaty was drafted in the spring of 1919 during the Paris Peace Conference. Germany was invited as well as the Big Four allies. I got that from both sources, from Britannica and history.com. You can even use a third one if you wish, but you need to use at least two, no more than three. Okay, now that I have my who, what, where, why, how, and when, I can start building my summary. As always, you start your summary by answering the question. So the question is, what was the Treaty of Versailles? Answer it. The Treaty of Versailles was a treaty that ended World War I, period. Now, I take this information here and I start wordsmithing it. Don't just cut and paste. You need to add your own words. Listen to what I did. This purple is the information from my notes. Okay, the red is answering the question, and this purple is the information from my notes. This contract, wordsmithing, which was signed in June 1919, was really one-sided. Germany had to sign the truce, wordsmith, that was dominated by the Big Four allies of France, America, England, and Russia. Notice I'm sprinkling my notes in. The evidence. In the halls of the Palace of Versailles, Paris, Germany agreed to give up many things. Wordsmithing. They had to give up a lot of land, pay billions of dollars in reparations caused by their military in the war, and agree to deconstruct their military. That came right from these notes right here. I just wordsmith them, so I'm not just cutting and pasting. I'm actually using different words. Then I have to put my personal opinion on this. Okay? That's where I put in green. This is important because this treaty would be the reason that Adolf Hitler would rise to power in post-war Germany. Many poor despondent Germans would look to someone to build them up and blame the loss of the war on. So, once again, this right here answers the question outright. This right here is the information from my notes that I've wordsmithed. And this right here is actually my opinion on what I wrote up above. Okay? This is your summary, and this is what you're going to be turning in. This is what I expect to see right here. Okay? This information, only this information is going to be here, and you're going to do it with these three questions. How did Adolf Hitler become a Nazi? What was Adolf Hitler's ideology? And what was the Night of the Long Knives? All right? So if I was doing this for the what, how did Adolf Hitler become a Nazi? My what would be Adolf Hitler becoming a Nazi. My what here is Adolf Hitler's ideology. And my what here is the Night of the Long Knives. Okay? Now you need to find out who, where, why, how, when, and put that in there. Don't forget to give me this. Don't forget to put that there. Don't forget to please put your sources here and hyperlink them. Fill this part in. Put any questions you have about your reading. Don't forget to answer the question in your first sentence. Then the next 3 or 4 sentences should be from your notes wordsmithed, and the next 2 to 3 sentences should be your opinion with "this is important because." All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.